All right. Any pains or injuries before we start? Shoulder. What's going on? Okay. So it's like a persistent kind of, yeah, I have the same thing. So it's like an ongoing, persistent kind of thing, or is it like a recent acute? Acute. Okay. But it's been a while, or is it just new? Okay. 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 All right. Thanks. All right, good day, everyone. This is Stephen Chang coming to you live from 333 Grand in downtown Jersey City, New Jersey. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the hybrid schedule, which is in person here at 333 Grand, as well as through Zoom. You can register for class through upindi.com, and if you're watching this on YouTube, classes are $10, and you can pay through Venmo or PayPal. Payment information on the bottom of the video, as well as my website, simhayoga.com. Today's class is Intermediate Advanced Lab. It is a level 2, level 3. If you're working with any kind of special conditions or limitations, make sure that you do modify or skip poses altogether, always making good decisions about your movement practice so that you don't create any injuries or perpetuate any injuries. Now, if your hips or your low back are tight, please elevate and sit up on a block or some blankets. That elevation will make it easier for you to sit up tall with a lengthy spine. Okay, palms face up. Fingers come together, mudra, thumb and index fingers touching. And as you ground evenly through your seat, elongate through your spine. And start to let your inhales even out with your exhales. Smoothing out the breath, quieting your mind through your breath. And whenever you're ready, Ujjayi breath, ocean's breathing. So with a slight restriction to the back of the throat, create the ha sound as you inhale and exhale. 3 ohms together. Inhale. Keeping the eyes closed, hands together in prayer from the heart, pressing the thumbs into your heart, heart back into thumbs, lifting the heart up toward the sky, setting your intention for yoga practice, devoting your practice to someone or something or to yourself, your supreme self that lives within your heart. Chanting the mantra for purification, purifying the space in which you practice yoga, call and response. Om Pavitraha, Om Pavitraha, Pavitrawa, Pavitrawa, Sarva Vushtan, Sarva Vushtan, Gatopiwa, Gatopiwa, Yaha Smarit, Yaha Smarit, Pundrikaksham, Pundrikaksham, Sapahya, Sapahya, Bihyendraha, Bihyendraha, Suchihi, Suchihi. Beginning to open the eyes, palms face up, fingers come back to Jnana Mudra. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, right ear to the right shoulder, right hand to the left side. And then gently draw the chin toward the right shoulder, continue to pull to the back of the head. Release, back to center, drop the right hand. Left ear to the left shoulder, left hand to the right side. And then the chin toward the left shoulder, continue to pull gently to the back of the head. Release, back to center, drop the left hand, chin toward the chest. Big circles with the head in one direction, ear to one side, roll it back. Opposite side, roll the center. A few more rounds. And chin back toward the chest and pause. And then taking the opposite direction. And back to center again. Lifting the chin parallel to the floor, neutral spine. Extending the legs forward, separating your feet, hands supporting to either side. And turn your toes toward each other. And then roll them out. Draw in, roll out. Draw in. Outer rotation, circling. Back to center. Switch them around, inner rotations. And then back to center again. Cross your shins, but take the opposite shin on top, the other crossing up the legs. Inhale, arms up high and extend. Twist to the right on the exhale. Right hand behind you, left hand to the right knee. Inhale, back to center, arms up. Exhale, twist to your left. Back to center again. Side bends, right hand down, left arm overhead. Back up again, other side. Back up again, legs forward, forward fold. And release, make your way back up. Step the feet to the floor, about mat width distance. Support with the hands back behind you, pivoting to your heels. And then windshield wiper your knees side to side. All right, so when you let the feet go wider about mat width, you end up creating more space for your hips to take a wider movement. Right? Otherwise, your legs obstruct each other, right? Good. The next time you drop your knees over to the right, take the knees down and sit up tall. And then right hand behind you, left hand to the right knee, and twist to face the back of the room. Release that just a little bit. Walk your right hand further back. Tilt the torso back as well, and then twist again. Find a different spot along the spine. Now keep that twist. Raise your left arm and reach toward the back of the room. And then grip the left fingertips to the floor. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Keep crawling your fingertips further and further back to the back of the room. And walk it back in. Take it back to center. Keep the legs as they are. And then counter twist to your left. All right. Square back. Take the hands back behind you. And again, windshield wipe your knees side to side. And then the next time you drop your knees over to your left, keep the knees down and sit up tall and start to walk the hands back behind you. So left hand to the behind you, right hand to your left knee and twist. Release that tension just a little bit. Walk your left hand further back. Also tilt the torso back and then initiate the twist, finding a different spot along the spine. And then raise your right arm up, reach towards the back of the room for the extension, and then take the right hand to the floor. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, walk your right hand further back. Traction your fingertips to your floor, and keep walking it further and further out, getting a deeper twist and a side extension. Shoulder stretch. All right, beginning to walk your hands back in, lift back to vertical, and then keep the legs as they are as you counter twist to the right. Release your hands back down, lift the knees back up, and again, windshield wipe your knees side to side. Crackly pop. All right, come back to center, soles of feet together, knees apart, supporting with the hands to either side, and butterfly your knees just a little bit. All right, come back to stillness, grabbing the ankles, walk your heels in closer, Baddha Konasana, grabbing the ankles, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, as you draw forward, you can also press your elbows to your inner thighs for more hip opening. Lift back up to vertical. Move the heels further forward. Tadasana. You can grab the inner feet or thread the arms underneath. And this forward fold, you can round your back as much as you want. And release. Make your way back up. Cross your shins. Roll forward and walk it back to down dog. Pedaling out the legs, walking it out side to side. All right. Come back to stillness in your down dog. Inhale, raise your right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee in toward the nose and round the spine. Inhale, kick up, open up the hips and bend the right knee. Right knee to the outside of the right arm and touch. Kick it back up. Knee comes into twist and touch your left arm. Kick it back up. Stepping your right foot forward. Warrior one. Ground the back heel down. Rise up high, extending the arms up. Inhale, lengthen front leg, reach up high. Bend the front knee, arms alongside. 3 times. Lengthen, reach up. Bend the front knee, arms alongside. Lengthen, reach up. Keep the arms reaching. Bend the front knees to warrior one. Open it up, warrior two. Same thing here. Lengthen, reach up. Bend the front knee, warrior two. Lengthen, reach up. Warrior two. Lengthen, reach up. Warrior two, reverse warrior. Right arm up and back. Exhale, side angle. Modifying elbow to the knee or the hand to the floor. Left arm up. Inhale, come back up. Reverse. Lengthen out the right leg. Triangle. Right hand to top of the shin or to the floor. Left arm up. Inhale, come all the way back up. Reverse. Triangle. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor, right foot, stepping back, plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. 3 progressive cobras, hands alongside the rib cage. Lift up, baby cobra. Belly, lower ribs stay on the floor. Exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up a little bit higher. Belly, lower ribs away from the floor. Exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up even higher. Full extension of your arms if you have cobra. And lower all the way down. Child's pose. Seat toward the heels and fold forward. Down dog. Inhale, left heel up. Left knee in toward the nose. Kick up, open up the hips, bend the left knee. Left knee outside of the left arm and touch. Kick back up. Knee comes into twist, touch your right arm. Kick back up, stepping your left foot forward. Warrior one. Inhale, lengthen, reach up. Bend the front knee, arms alongside. 3 times. Lengthen, reach up. Bend the front knee, arms alongside. Lengthen, reach up. Keep the arms reaching. Bending the front knees to warrior one. Open it up. Warrior two. Same thing. Lengthen, reach up. Warrior two. Lengthen, reach up. Warrior two. Lengthen, reach up. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Left arm up and back. Exhale, side angle. Again, modifying elbow to the knee or the hand to the floor. Right arm up. Inhale all the way back up, reverse warrior. Lengthen out the left leg, triangle, hand to top of the shin or hand to the floor. Inhale all the way back up, reverse triangle. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor, left foot, stepping back, plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, lower all the way down to belly. And again, 3 progressive cobras. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up a little bit higher. Exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up even higher. If you have full extension of your arms, take it, cobra. And all the way down, child's pose. Feet toward the heels and fold. Down dog. Inhale, right heel up. Exhale, right knee in toward the nose and hold. 3, 2, 1. Kick it up, open up the hips, bend the right knee. Right knee outside the right arm and touch. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Kick it up. Knee comes into twist, touching left arm. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Kick it back up. Stepping your right foot forward. Warrior 1. Left hand catching your right wrist. Extend up, side bending left. Back to center, switch hands, extend, side bend right. Back to center, wrapping your hands back behind you. Interlace, lift up, gaze upwards. Bow forward, devotional warrior. Take it back up, warrior 1. Exhale, open it up, warrior 2. Reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Left palm face down, reach forward. So again, you can modify right arm to top of the right leg or the right hand to the floor. Inhale, take it back up, reverse. Lengthen out the right leg, extended triangle. Again, right hand to top of the shin or to the floor, and then left palm face down and reach forward. Extended triangle, left arm forward. Inhale, take it all the way back up, reverse triangle. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor, right foot, stepping back, plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. Walk your hands wider off your mat, slightly further forward, and shift to your fingertips. Lift the elbows up. Engage the upper back by kissing your shoulder blades toward each other, and then pressing into your fingers to lift up baby cobra. Lift the elbows. Kiss your shoulder blades together, activating upper back. Press into your fingers. Lift up a little higher. Lift the elbows. Engage the upper back. Lengthen to lift up even higher. Full extension of your arms if you have it. So with your hands slightly wider, for those of us with tighter shoulders, this might be a nice modification. And bend the elbows, slowly lower all the way down. Walk your hands back in, tuck the toes under, press back up into a plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left heel up. Exhale, left knee in toward the nose and hold. 3, 2, 1. Kick it up, open up the hips, bend the left knee outside of the left arm and touch. 3, 2, 1. Kick it back up. Knee comes into twist, touching your right arm. 3, 2, 1. Kick it back up. Stepping your left foot forward. Warrior 1, arms up high and extend. Right hand catching your left wrist, extend up and side bending to the right. Take it back to vertical, switch hands, extend, side bending to your left. Back to center, wrap the hands back behind you, but take the opposite interlacing of your hands. Lift up for your back bend. Bow forward, devotional warrior. All the way back up, warrior one. Open it up, warrior two. Reverse warrior. Extended side angle, modifying elbow to the knee or the hand to the floor, and the right palm face down, extending forward for extended side angle. Inhale all the way back up, reverse. Lengthen out the left leg, extended triangle. Left hand to top of the shin or to the floor, right palm face down, reach forward. Inhale, take it all the way back up, reverse triangle. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor, left foot, stepping back, plank. Inhale, one breath, exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. So again, walking your hands wider off your mat, slightly further forward. This time, you're going to turn your fingertips outwardly, about 45 degrees, and then shift your fingertips again. So there's a slight difference in the shoulder rotation in this particular variation because your fingers are turned out a little bit. Lift the elbows up, engage your upper back by kissing your shoulder blades together. Press your fingertips to the floor, lift up, baby cobra. Lift the elbows up, engage your upper back, press into your fingers. Lift up a little higher. Elbows up, engage your upper back, lengthen to lift up even higher. Soften to come down. Hands alongside the rib cage, tuck your toes. Press back up into a plank and then down dog. Inhale, right heel up. Right knee in toward the nose. Either stay here with the arms fully extended or bend the elbows a little bit and hold for 3, 2, 1. Press back up, kick it up, open up the hips, bend the right knee. Right knee to outside the right arm and touch. Hold it there with full extension or bend the elbows. 3, 2, 1. Release to kick it all the way back, 3-legged dog. Knee comes into twist. Stay there with your arms extended or bend the elbows for 3, 2, 1. Kick it back up, 3-legged dog. Stepping your right foot forward, warrior one. Hands together in prayer, interlace your fingers. Press your palms forward. Lengthen your front leg, reach up high. Bend the front knee, press forward, and add a twist to the right. One smooth movement. Square back to center, lengthen, reach up. Bend, press forward, and twist. Square center, lengthen, reach up. Bend, press forward, and twist. And then left elbow to outer right knee, and the right hand back behind you if you want to take the half bind in the prayer, in a twist, or you can take your hands together in prayer. So Natasha, you might want to take your hands together in prayer. It might be easier for your shoulders. Inhale all the way back up and around. Reverse warrior. Exhale, bound side angle. Right hand to the floor, left arm up. You can stay here, keeping your side angle. Or you can take the half bind, left hand behind you, or you can take the full bind, right arm underneath you. Or Natasha, if you want to take the option of this to challenge your side angle, but keeping your arms extended. All right, when you're ready, release your binds. Inhale, come up. Reverse warrior. Lengthen out the right leg. Half bound. Triangle, fully bound triangle, or arms extending forward. So if you're taking the binds, left hand behind you. If you're taking the full bind, you might want to bend your right knee and thread the right arm underneath to catch your other hand first. And once you have your bind of the hands, you can lengthen out the right leg fully for the bound triangle. Release your binds. Inhale, come up. Reverse triangle. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor, right foot, stepping back, plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Come forward into a plank, lower the knees down. Let me give you a demo on something. All right, so particularly for Hana, this one. Because your bind is not quite there, So you shouldn't take it to the next level until you get to a really good bind. So this is what I'm going to suggest for you. So for those of us who have tighter shoulders, right? And coming into the bind is like a struggle. You cannot really touch your hands, or that you're really rounded when you come forward, right? So the way you want to maintain this is take the half bind and work here, right? So you want to press your upper torso, leaning back in space and stacking your shoulders. That's the beginning of building this expansion through the front bodies and also your lower body. Then if you're going for the bind, right, the trick is to dip the shoulder close to your knee down, not off to the side, because when you go to the side, what happens is when you're reaching back, your arms are actually farther away, right? If you dip your shoulder closer and you thread the left arm underneath, it's actually possibly a little bit closer. Now, if the bottom arm is the one that is really difficult to reach back, you might want to support with the right hand here. Dig the left shoulder underneath as far as you can. Dig it up behind you and reach up here first. Once you have this and you lock it in, then you can reach up and back and work here. Now, if you're able to bind, fantastic. Let's say when you reach back, you're like this, right? So this means that you're not ready to bind yet. So better for you to stay here and work on leaning back, maybe even dipping down, maybe even reaching your hand back, right? So these are the building blocks to get you closer into taking the shape of the bind. Because if all you're doing is rounding the spine, right, and you're struggling, you're not really binding, that struggle is actually going to tighten your muscles, and you're going to struggle even more. So you want to find that balance between effort and ease. So you want to work a little bit into getting more flexibility and reaching more, but you don't want to make it so much struggle that your body's kind of like freaking out and tensing, right? So work with patience on those things that are, flexibility is difficult. Maybe work here. Maybe work here. But keep the shoulders stacking. Keep leaning back. What you do not want is torso to lean to the side. You want to lean it back in space and think about one straight line from the crown of the head through the heel. All right? All right, down dog. All right, inhale, left heel up. Left knee in toward the nose. Hold it here or bend the elbows for 3, 2, 1. Kick it back up, open up the hips, bend the left knee. Left knee to outside the left arm and touch. Either stay here with both arms extended or bend the elbows. 3, 2, 1. Press back up, left leg up, 3-legged dog. Knee comes into twist. Touching your right arm, stay extended or bend the elbows. 3, 2, 1. Kick back up. Stepping left foot forward. Warrior 1. Hands together in prayer. When you interlace your fingers, take the opposite thumb on top. Press forward. Lengthen front leg, reach up high. Bend the front knee, press forward, and twist left. One smooth movement. Square center, lengthen, reach up. Bend, press, and twist. Square center, lengthen, reach up. Bend, press forward, and twist. Stay twisting. Right arm to outer left knee. Either hands together in prayer or left hand behind you for the half bind and twist. Inhale all the way back up. Reverse warrior, stretch out your left side. Exhale, bounce side angle. Left hand inside the foot, right arm up. Right hand behind you for the half bind. Either stay there and work on the flexibility of stacking your shoulders, or thread the left arm underneath, circle it behind you to catch the other hand, then lift the upper torso, lean it back, and stack your shoulders looking upwards. Release your bind. Inhale, come up. Reverse warrior. Lengthen out the left leg. Bound triangle. All right, so first triangle, you can start with your right hand behind you. If that's good enough, right, stay here. If you're going for the fully bound triangle, bend your left knee, circle your left hand underneath and behind you to catch your bind. Once you have your bind, then you're looking to lengthen the front leg and lean back. Release your binds. Inhale, come up. Reverse triangle. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor. Left foot, stepping back plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Start to walk your feet forward towards your hands. Let the feet go wide, about mat's width distance. And then dangle forward, let the head release. And then draw the heels inwards, toes out. Try to keep the heels down when you take your yogic squat. And then once you have your yogic squat, press your hands together in prayer. Press your elbows to your inner thighs into your elbows. Left hand to the floor, press your tricep to the inner left knee, raise your right arm up. Right, either stay here with the right arm extending or take a half bind, right hand behind you. Stay with a half bind or wrap the left arm around the left shin for the full bind. We're going to work on the standing position in a balance. So whether you have your arms extended in a half bind or the full bind, it all works the same. Take the gaze to the floor for balance. Lift the seat up just a little bit. Walk your right foot in towards center. Then bend your right knee a little bit more. Shift to your right. Bear weight onto your right foot. Start to pick up the left and standing up tall. All right, so if you have the full bind, this is what that looks like. If you have just a half bind, maybe your left arm pressing inside the left leg, right hand behind you. If you don't have a bind at all, you're just extending your arms out. You may remain here 3 more breaths. Or work on the forward fold. Take the torso to parallel. Bow forward all the way if you want. All right, wherever you are, make your way back up. Then step your left foot back down, step the right foot back out. Rewind the whole pose, make your way back to your yogic squat. Hands together in prayer, and you can just shift the hips out side to side. All right, come back to center. Preparing for second side. Right arm to right side, left arm out to extend. You may stay with your arms extending. You can take a half bind, left hand behind you, or you can take some full bind, right arm around the right shin. Whatever option you take, keep it, gaze to the floor, lift the seat a little bit, walk your left foot in towards center. You're going to bend the left knee a little bit more to shift to your left foot and pick up the right. So your arms could be in full bind, half bind, or extended, your choice. Then either stay balancing in a vertical line or torso forward, parallel to the floor, or bow forward all the way. All right, start to make your way back up. Start to rewind by stepping the right foot down, turning your left foot out, square back to your yogic squat. And then take the hands to the floor, lift the seat. Take the feet, your heels wide again so that your legs are parallel, pointing forward. And let's just sway out your hips side to side. Come back to center in stillness. Bend at the knees, let the feet drop a little bit. Lift the head, lift the upper back so your spine is much more neutral but engaged. And then shifting away back toward the heels. And with the strength of the quads, start to rise up with a neutral spine. Once you get to a vertical standing position, extend the arms out and up. Exhale, side bending to the right. Inhale back to center. Side bending to your left. Inhale back to center, arms out to a T. Exhale, twist right. Inhale back to center, twist left. Back to center, step the left foot in towards center, pick up the right foot. Right hand to your right knee or yogic toe lock, extend. Once you connect with your balance and you're ready, open up the leg to the side or the knee to the side. If you have better flexibility, you can take hand to heel, raise your right leg higher. Same option, either standing vertically or work to bow forward halfway. Or bow forward all the way. Start to make your way back up. Square back to center. Step the right foot down, chair. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Take 3 breaths here. And then with your hands supporting, bend the knees, let the seat drop a little bit. Lift the head, lift the upper back to neutral spine. Then shift the weight back toward the heels. And then through the strength of your quads, rise up with a neutral spine. Once you get to vertical, arms out and up. Left hand catching your right wrist. Extend, side bend to your left. Pull with your left hand. Back to center, switch hands, extend. Side bend to the right, pull with your right hand. Back to center, arms forward, right hand to your left shoulder, left hand to your right elbow, and then pull to twist to your left. Square back to center, extend the arms forward and up, and then forward, left hand to your right shoulder, right hand to your left elbow, exhale, twist to the right. Square back to center, extend the arms forward, up and out, up. Stepping on the right foot, pick up the left knee. Left hand to left knee, right arm out to side. Or hand to big toe and extend. Once you steady your balance, then you're ready to open. And then again, either stay here or if you have better flexibility, hand to heel. Then stay vertical or start to draw forward halfway or forward all the way. Alrighty, start to make your way out. Come back to the standing position. And then when you're ready to break, square back. Step the left foot down, chair. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Take a few breaths here once again. Bend the knees. Rise up chair. Hands together in prayer. Twist to your right. Left elbow to outer right knee. Stay here and twist the chair. Make sure your knees and your feet are lined up. Stay together, hands together in prayer. Or side crow to the right. All right, start to finish up. Square back to center chair. Exhale, dive forward. Take 3 breaths. Bend the knees. Inhale, rise up. Chair. Hands together in prayer. Twist to your left. Hook the right arm to outer left knee. Make sure your knees are lined up, feet are lined up. Then hands together in prayer and twist. Stay here as you did on the first side, a side crow to your left. All right, when you're ready to break, square back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive forward. 3 deep breaths. Bend the knees, rise up chair. Stepping on the left foot, pick up the right knee, tree pose. Sole of the right foot in the left leg. Once you're steady, hands together in prayer, arms up and out. Feel free to work in your basic tree. If you're working with additional variations, take whatever you want. So the basic ones could be hands come back behind you with a bind. You can side bend to the right. Side bending to the right, if you want to deepen that challenge or deepen that forward fold, you can wrap your arms around the shin and nose in toward the knee. You might need to bend your supporting left knee a little bit in order to accommodate for the forward fold and the roundedness. More advanced options could be a half lotus, top of the right foot, your left hip crease, coming forward into your forward fold. Shifting to your tiptoe balance. You have 5 more breaths. That's right. So, half lotus, right? You're going to take the hands to the floor, shift to your tiptoes, and take the right knee to the floor. That becomes like a balancing structure. You're going to fold forward and wrap the left arm around the shin and toward the ankle. Take the forehead to the floor as a tripod, and then wrap the right hand back behind you to grab the other hand. That's right. Good. All right, when you're ready, make your way back up to tree. You have your, yeah, because then it's hard to balance, right? Because if you don't have that third point to balance with, it's difficult. All right, right foot to the floor, chair. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Yeah, and I couldn't see your legs on camera, so I didn't know what was happening. All right, second side. Bend the knees, rise up chair. Stepping on the right foot, pick up the left knee, tree pose. So the left foot to the inner right leg, and then arms up and out. So again, you have the freedom to stay in basic tree and balance. You can take your options of wrapping hands back behind you for the shoulder opener. You can side bend to your left, a simple side stretch, or challenge your balance by drawing your nose in toward the knee and wrapping your arms around the shin. So again, your right knee might need to bend a little bit and shift to the side a little bit to accommodate for the roundedness and the shift to your left side. All right, and then for those of you taking half lotus, right? Half lotus, forward fold. Shift forward to the tiptoe balance. Tiptoe balance could be a simple balance on your tiptoes, lifting of the torso, hands together in prayer. Those of you going further, right? Shifting to your tiptoes. Left knee comes down. Then as you bow forward, the forehead comes down as a tripod balance. Then wrap the arms around the ankles and forward fold. There you go. Good. Good, Hannah. It's like halfway there. It's good. You're creating the shape and eventually getting there, right? So, alrighty, let's begin to make your way back. Coming back to your tree. I think we need to hold it for a few more breaths because we're on the first side for much longer than this. Alrighty, now break. Stepping your left foot down chair. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Crow pose. Hands come forward about 1.5, maybe 2 feet, shoulders width, palms flat. Bend the arms back so that you can catch your knees, your back of the arms. Gaze slightly forward to the floor ahead of you, keeping your elbows bent. The entire body shifting forward. When your elbows line up over your wrists, maybe you're far enough forward so that you can shift the weight forward to lift your feet. Depends. So, for some people, they like to take the knees to the outside of the arms to your triceps, but the problem with that part is you have to squeeze through your knees inwards so that you don't slide along the outer arms. Some people take it to the back of the arms. Now, to the back of the arms is to some degree more difficult because the muscles of the arms shake a little bit. So where I take it is right above the knees, right above the elbows, where I have the least amount of flesh, versus higher up, then it starts to shake around a little bit, right? But if you get the back of the arms, because you're pressing downwards, for me, if I get the right spot, it's much more stable than if I take the knees to the side of the arms, where then I have to squeeze in. When I squeeze in, if I get sweaty, this is what happens, right? And so you can make some choices on where you want to place your knees. I like it to the back of the arms, right behind the elbows. There you go, Natasha. Good. With Natasha, I would look forward a little bit more because when your head is down and looking behind you, the weight falls forward too much and you tend to roll forward into a headstand. But if you lift your head a little bit, it's better. Did that make a difference for you? Okay, good. All right. And so do you traditionally take the knees to the side of the arms or to the back of the arms? Oh, you don't know? Okay. So you just took whatever directions I gave you and you tried it out. Okay. So, yeah, Sahana, that's what you need to do. Also, your palms should be flat unless you have, okay, yes. Lift your head and look forward. There you go. Ah, did that make a difference for you? Yes, I think so. Okay. So you just have to kind of find what is the right place for you. Sometimes a little higher, sometimes a little bit lower, based on your strength, your flexibility, etc., and what just makes sense for your body, right? So play with it, find the right spot. All right, making your way back to down dog. All right, crescent moon, left leg up. Step the left foot forward between your hands, right knee comes down. Now, if your knees are sensitive and need extra padding, you can take a towel or a t-shirt or take your mat, right side folding towards center with double up your mat. Wherever you are, take the hands to the top of the thighs and actively lean forward. Get into the stretch of your quads. Then, hands to your top of the thighs and lean the upper torso back. Think about the belly drawing away from your thighs. Upper torso leaning back, and you're going to gently look upwards at an angle. So this natural angle of looking up at it, roughly 35 to 45 degrees. Once you're set with your back bend, then arms up. Venus Mudra, index fingers pointing. And depending on your range, your arms could be further forward, or your arms could be further back behind the ears. So work with whatever shoulder flexibility you have. All right, start to release your hands to your floor. Turn your left toes out. Walk your hands forward. Lower your forearms down for lizard. All right, lifting the elbows back up, walk your hands back in. Turn your left toes back forward, half split. So frame your left foot with your hands to either side. Tuck the back toes under. Shift the hips back in space. So you want to line up the hips over your right knee so that you have a vertical right thigh. Flex your left foot, stretching the left calf, left hamstrings. Hands to either side. Inhale, lengthen your spine first. And then on the exhale, hinge at the hips with a neutral spine and start to draw forward over your left leg for the hamstring stretch, calf stretch. Step the left foot down, crawl the left foot forward about 3 or 4 inches, and then lean forward once again, so a deeper lunge. Shift back again into your half split. So your choice to stay here for the next 8 to 10 breaths in this half split or work for your full split. Left heel forward, right knee back, and come to your full split if you have it. If not, just keep working incrementally, getting more stretch into your hamstrings, more openness into your hips. All right, if you're in your split, start to make your way back into the half split. Then begin to step the left foot back down, ground the palms, tuck the right toes under, step the left foot back, and then taking extended malasana, heels together, toes apart, and then this deep squatting position. So drawing your feet toward the heels with the arms extending forward and just let the head release. Take it back to your down dog. Second side, right leg up. Stepping the right foot forward, left knee comes down, crescent moon, extra padding as you need. Walking hands to top of the thighs, and then actively lunge your hips forward. And once you have your hips, press your hands into your thighs. Think about your belly leaning away from your thighs, gently looking up at a slight angle. So you don't want to look straight up because when you're looking straight up, you're disengaging the back of the neck and crunching the back of the neck. So instead, I want you to find lengthiness, right? So that means you're looking forward at an angle, and how far up you look depends on how deep is your back bend, right? If you don't have a lot of back bending, maybe you're looking forward at a 30-degree angle. But if you have deeper back bending, it comes from your mid and upper back, right? Upper spine. So that will take you to look up a little bit more. But keep the back of the neck extended, right? So support it with your muscles. And then arms up for Venus Mudra. Right, so oftentimes you hold crescent moon for a good amount of time working on variations, etc. So if you drop your head back and look up too much, right? Oftentimes you overstretch and you disengage too much, right? And so when you then come out of that position of the back of the neck, just drop, the back of the head crunched, or back of the neck crunch and the head drop back, then to lift the head, it's quite strenuous for the neck, right? So you want the lengthiness of the cervical spine. All right, let's start to break. Hands to the inside of the right foot. Turn the right toes out at an angle. Walk your hands forward. Make sure that the right thigh also angles out, right, when you turn your foot out. Walk your hands forward about a foot and lowering your forearms. And for those of us with tighter hips, right, turning the toes out and the thigh out, giving you more space into the right hip joint. Right, versus pointing the toes and the thigh forward is much more challenging. Lift the elbows back up. Walk your hands back in. Turning your right toes back forward, realigning your hips. Hands to either side to frame your right foot, half split. Tuck your left toes under and shift back. So lining up the hips over your left knee, flexing your right foot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward with a straighter spine. Begin to step the right foot back down. Walk your right foot forward about 3 or 4 inches, and then lean the hips forward once again. So deepening your lunge. And then shifting back one more time. So you have a choice of staying here in this half split a little bit deeper, or working in your full split. Alrighty, let's start to break. If you're in your split, start to make your way back into your half split. And then begin to step the right foot back down. Tuck the left toes under, grounding your palms, and then stepping your right foot back, extending Malasana, heels together, toes apart. Draw the feet toward the heels and fold. And down dog. Left leg up for pigeon. Draw the left knee in, land that shin to the floor. Angle out the left thigh, 30 to 45 degrees. Inch your right knee further back and lowering your hips, untuck the toes. Walk your hands back, elongate. You see how Natasha, you're tending to fall to the side, right? If you take your thigh and angle it off, 30 to 45 degrees. You see how your thigh and your hips are lined up? Yeah. So rather than sitting down and moving like this, you want to actually be on your hands. Lift. Turn the thigh out. Let the foot support you and then redirect. Right? There you go. Now, when you walk your hands back and lower your seat a little bit, you're much more balanced because you're balancing on a triangle. Right? Your left leg out to side is actually a triangle. Your left leg forward is a straight line. That's the reason why you keep falling off to the side, right? So this is where you want to be. Once you're set, you can walk your hands forward. And notice when your thigh is out of the way, you have more space to get a little bit lower. And feel free to stay here in this passive pigeon and just work on breath and gravity in your hip opening, right? Or for those of you who like your variations, you can lift back up. And so this foundation you created with your front thigh angling off to the side, creating a triangle, gives you a very strong foundation to then take additional variations. Right? When you take your hands off the floor, you don't have that support. If your thigh is straight forward, this is what tends to happen because you can't balance like that, right? But if you take the thigh out to the side, that pushes you back towards center so that when you take your balance here, this left leg out to the side helps to support you to push back to center. Stay there, Hana. Now, as you draw that foot in, you're going to reach your hand to the side, and you can slip the foot to your elbow crease. Once you have the elbow crease, you want to reach up. You see that how that hooks your arm in, your foot in. Just stay there. You don't need to do any more than that. And then if it's too tight to draw the heel in, you want to kick it slightly away. But you don't. Yeah. So just do the best you can. All right, so the key when you take the bind from the inside is, as you draw the foot in, you're sliding the foot across the forearm toward the elbow crease, right? So the way you maintain the hooking of the foot in is to reach the right hand to the right side away from you. When you reach it away from you, that slides the foot into your elbow crease. But keep it hooked in by drawing your hand in and upwards, right? And then you also then want to kick back a little bit with the tension of the bow, and that might reduce some of that pull into your quads, right? By kicking back a little bit, right? And that tension also keeps the foot in place. And then once you have enough flexibility and you can free up your hand, that's when you reach up and back to take the bind. Easy, easy. Yeah, when you hold it for a while, it gets a little bit crazy. So you might want to start out with this one first. Get a little bit of stretch, right? Get your leg and the bind kind of get used to the bind. Then you can graduate it after you stretch it out a little bit to go here. And then after you hold it a little bit, you might want to just come back here to make it easier. So you don't want to hold on to like the tough one for too long because then you're going to stress out. So again, take a few breaths, come out of it, take the easier one, and then continue to work on that stretch, right? All right, let's break. Walk your hands back in, tuck the right toes under, down dog, and pedal out. All right, second side, right leg up for pigeon. Draw the right knee in. So the transition is, right, stay on your hands, keep your leg suspended. You want to start turning your right thigh out to the side and then taking your right foot in a little bit. So once you land the top of the foot to the floor, land the shin to the floor, and as you land the shin to the floor, your right thigh should also be angling off to the side, creating this triangle. Once you have the placement of your legs, keep your hands supporting. You're going to inch your left knee further back so you can lower your hips, untuck your toes. Then walk your hands back, elongate through the spine. So when you come properly into the pose, you should be balancing on a triangle. So the right thigh is slightly angled out, 30 degrees or wider to 45. So totally up to you. Once you set that up, you can walk your hands forward. And of course, if you have the balance and the flexibility, of course, that front thigh could be angled straight forward, but it's certainly harder, right? So you will see pictures where people are lining up the hips with the knee straight forward, and then oftentimes, and I think most of the time, people are angled out to side because it's just much more easy to balance with the thigh angled out. So if you're taking your variations, go ahead and work again. So mermaid one is grabbing the outside of the foot, kicking back, and then maybe freeing up your hand to reach up. So that's the easier variation if you can bind. If you're taking version 2, you're grabbing the inside of the foot. And once again, as you draw that foot in, you want to reach your left hand to the left side. And as you reach your left hand to the left side, that foot slides closer toward your elbow crease. Once you have your elbow crease, right, drawing your arm in, reach your left hand upwards. And that keeps the foot drawn in and locked in there, right? Then if you can free up your hand to reach back, take it. If not, just keep your hand supporting and work on the flexibility into your quads, into your hips, and into your shoulders. So Phoebe, you might also want to try this one, right? You can set up a tripod headstand. So hands to the floor, head to the floor. And all you have to do is walk your feet in
And just take the knees back of the arms and stay here. This is where you're going to start to train to strengthen the back of the neck and your shoulders as you start to work on the balance here. And then as this gets easier, then just like you were doing, one leg up, other leg up, and then eventually you start to engage your core and lift the hips. Maybe you just stay here, maybe you lift the legs. So for me, when I first started my headstand practice, classic headstand was harder because you needed a lot of flexibility here, right? So oftentimes you end up here, and yes, you're working on this, and that's great. But in terms of how the shape is and how you can balance into it, it's easier if you don't have a lot of flexibility to walk in toward a straight line, right? Because if you're taking classic headstand, you really have to walk it in close. Then you hope you can shift away into it like that, right? But if you can't, you can start building from tripod, walking your feet in. You're in a headstand. Your feet are off the floor, right? So that's how you can start to also think about that. Okay? Yeah, that's right. So rather than from a crow, because oftentimes from crow, right, we go into tripod headstand. So instead of that, you're taking the hands to the floor, head to the floor, lift the knees, walk it in. Then you're just taking your knees to the back of the arms. Right? How's that? If it's too much for the crown of the head, you can either double up your mat. If you have a towel, take a towel. That way, the crown of the head can, make sure it's nice and even, right? Otherwise, you're going to be like all lopsided. Okay, hold on 1 second. Your hands are too close. Walk it in this way. You want to see that your arms are 90 degrees. Then walk your feet in, and then start to take one knee to the back of the arm. Yep, pick up the foot, and then shift and take the other knee to, yep. Good, and stay there. That is your headstand for now. This is where you're then building the strength of your neck, your shoulders, and just learning how to balance and let your brain rewire on how to balance upside down. Say again. Then you just release one foot to the floor, and then release the other, and then you're out. That's a tripod headstand. How did you do on this side? Did you try? Good. Walk your hands back a little bit. There you go. Good. Then bend one knee and take it to the arm. Good. And then shifting to your tiptoes, and then take the other knee to the back of the other arm. You can hop it in a little bit more if you want. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. And then take the knee to the back of the arm. Can you just walk it to the back of the arm? Or maybe your elbows are too wide. Take it in a little bit. Good. Walk it in. Good. Choose one leg. Right? Good. Bear weight into that arm so that the other leg gets lighter. There you go. And then gently just shift and take the knee off take the knee to the back of the arm. Right? Or might want to even try this. Once you set up your tripod, right? And you have one knee. I'll take this knee. Then shift and just, because once this foot is off the floor, you're not bearing weight, this leg can do whatever, right? So right now you're struggling because you're trying to do this. Maybe don't do that. Just bear weight into your right leg, shift enough weight, this toe gets lighter, and just pick up the foot, and then go like that. All right, think about that one. You want to try again? Is that what you're trying to do? Okay. If you want to try again. Good. Good. Press into your hands strongly. Good. One knee to the arm. Good. Then shift. Yep. So you just have to shift the weight into the weight-bearing arm so that the other leg gets lighter. And then when you can pick up that leg, just draw the knee to the back of the arm. All right. Let's make your way back to down dog. Walk it out side to side. All right. When you're ready, walk your feet forward towards your hands, gently taking your feet down. Arms out to either side to help yourself to come down softly. And then recline twisting. Draw the left knee in, keep the right leg extended. Left arm goes out to a T or downwards alongside the hips, and then twist to the right. Rolling to the outer right leg, outer right hip. Take it back to center, switch legs, switch arms, twist to the other direction. Natasha, what you can do is extend this leg fully, good, and then you can hook this foot to the inner leg for support, and then twist. Yeah, there you go. Okay? All righty, take it back to center, hugging both knees in. And then when you're ready, step the feet to the floor, slide the legs forward, Shavasana, find a relaxation. Beginning to draw your breath back in, starting to move the fingers and the toes, reaching the arms overhead, stretching in opposite direction, and then rolling over to the right and come up to a comfortable cross-legged position. When you take your seat, taking the non-domination on top so that you can work the non-dominant side a little bit more. And reconnecting to an even seat, a lengthy spine, shoulders broad, breath deep. Let the neck be free. Inhale for Om. Om. Hands together in prayer, bowing forward, sealing in the practice. Come up. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here this morning. And thank you for sharing your practice with me. My name is Stephen Chang, coming to you live from 333 Grand in downtown Jersey City, New Jersey. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the hybrid schedule, which is in person here at 333 Grand, as well as through Zoom. You can register for class through ubindi.com. And if you're watching this on YouTube, classes are $10, and you can pay through Venmo or PayPal. Payment information on the bottom of the video, as well as my website, simhayoga.com. Thank you so much. See you next time.